this is Isabel Litzler, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today I'm going to talk about the tools to network online in 2021, which one is best and why, etc., etc. So there's a lot of things out there now online, and you probably think, where should I be to get the best networking, and how do I go about it, etc. So the first thing that I want to say before I get into the tools is that tools for me is only a way to take you as a person online and to transfer basically your own personality online, but it doesn't replace who you are. So let me explain that. So basically, when you go online, you're going to be the same person, in my view, as the person that I would meet, in an event and or any kind of circumstance in life. And now people would disagree with me and say, "Oh no, when I'm in person, I'm very easygoing and I can talk to everybody. But when I'm online, well, I don't know how to do it." What I would reply to that is, it's a pile of, you know what? I mean, if you're very good at talking with people, then why is it different online? I mean, basically it's the same thing, except you have a screen, of course, but in the end, it's the same process. I mean, you have to come up with an introduction, same thing as in person. You have to be able to talk to this person and find something that's so interesting that they want to maybe pursue with you. So the steps to take the person from a contact to a lead would be very similar, except you would just do it behind a screen as opposed to talking in person. So the senses, you probably have less senses. So you only have the visual sense. You can't smell the person. You can't exactly, feel the atmosphere or the vibration of this person, but you can still do, you have the person in front of you, and I would say online you can still do a lot. So really, in my view, again, the tools are just the mechanics, but it's not replacing who you are. So the tools, what are they? So you have, of course, the usual suspects. You have Facebook. It's been there for a while. That's always a good tool to grow your network. And probably more professionally, you would be interested in LinkedIn. So there's lots of features now, and I would say you can probably message a lot of people already without having any paid type of subscription. And I would say some new ones you may not know yet, Shaper and Clubhouse. I will post the link below. I'm not on every single platform because, again, based on what I just said, networking online is another tool, but it's not replacing the whole art of networking. So I choose to be on a few of those tools, but I can't be everywhere at the same time, and it becomes a little bit overwhelming. So I focus mostly on being active on YouTube and LinkedIn, and then the other ones, once in a while, will post something, but it's becoming really a huge activity that you have to do online. So I would probably advise you to do the same, is to be on a couple of tools that you find are the most useful for your goals, for what you're trying to achieve. Again, more professionally, I would say LinkedIn is probably a good idea. And then the other ones you can just test, but I think you need to become first very good with the networking skills before you can really see a huge dramatic result online. Because again, if you don't know how to do what I just explained, to introduce yourself and to find an introduction and to take the contact into a virtual event, and from the virtual event to follow up, if you can do those steps, then being online, is not going to be so helpful. So that's why it leads me to my second tip, which is really, once you know about all these different tools that are out there, understand that networking is about humans. So you need to understand more about yourself first, and also understand other people's motivation. So I'm always sometimes surprised to see that, we live in a world where people should be answering you and replying and everything. Well, in reality, it's really about, I can do something for you, but what can you do for me? So in all my type of connections that I have, whether they be personal, professional, doesn't matter, I always look at, having a reciprocity. So if I do something for someone, they, at some point, they will do something for me, and that becomes really the virtual circle. So you have to establish that first before you can go and expect anything in this world. So it's like building those mutually beneficial relationships without anything really in mind except for supporting each other And then at some point you become really someone who has people in their vicinity, where then you can become a little bit more, ask a little bit more. So if you've known someone for a while and you've been talking for a while and they know you, you know them, then that's the time when maybe you can exchange some type of service or something like that. But just be aware that, you know, it's not the time, and I've said this in another video that I will link below called the networking mistakes. The time when you're desperate to find a job and you're really, really at the end of your unemployment, this is not the time when you want to build this network. You want to build this network when everything is going well and you have the time to build those mutually beneficial relationships. Now, if you haven't done so, and you just realize in 2021 that, oops, I don't have a job, and by the way, I don't have anybody to go to, then you need to start doing the steps of, you know, introducing yourself and so forth. But you have to pace yourself, because people are not going to drop everything they do to help you. This is not the way the world works. So again, networking is about humans, and it doesn't matter which magical tool you're using, no matter how good their marketing is, you know, about, and again, I haven't been on Clubhouse, I'm sure it's interesting, but again, you're dealing with humans, you know. If you go out there thinking, okay, I'm going to attend events and, you know, I want to get people's names and I want that to get me somewhere. If you go with that idea, you probably get very disappointed. Whereas if you go at it as, well, I'm curious about this topic and let's see what kind of events are happening around that, it's a different energy. So I would just put that caution there, that if you go and try to get all these tools and everything, hoping that it's going to transform your life, it's still about humans. So you need to learn how to deal with humans first. So my last piece of advice would be, start small, and probably you have already a few people in your network that you can go to right now and expand from there. This is always more comfortable. So especially if you're in a position now when you need results quickly and you understand that network takes time to build, but you need some kind of results quickly, I would say, you know, find people in your network already that you can talk to, that you can go to, and hope these people give you a name or a resource. You know, if you've known them for a while, they would be more probably in a better position to help you. So that's where you start, and then you will build from there. And just be aware it's going to take a little time, but going to your already existing network is always more useful. So again, feel free to comment below. Did you find this video helpful? Where are you at in terms of networking efforts at this stage? Do you find that the tools that really help you in terms of meeting new people and getting some opportunities? I'd be happy to know. Thanks very much.